Hey guys, Xoranath here. We have the 1.8.0 preview, and I just wanted to react to this kind of real time with you guys. First part, we have the elemental dungeon. Just going to read through this here. So we're going to get 5 different elemental planes, so each of the 5 elements. So, we have the fire, water, tree, and then light and dark. So you're going to need to have the elements of the corresponding element to attack in those battles. Okay, so it sounds kind of like Summoner's War, how they did that. I don't even know what it was. Not the trial of it, but like the challenge towers that they had, where you have to bring in like all fire teams or all water teams. And it looks like they're going to drop attribute classification materials used to specialize elements and improve specialization ranks. Okay, so you do these dungeons, you get the stuff to upgrade your specialization stuff. Not really too concerned with the boss abilities right now. We'll deal with those whenever we actually fight the bosses. So I'm just going to skip over some of that stuff for now. But I do want to take a look at this specialization system. So this seems very neat to me. I'm actually really excited about this. I like skill trees and all that kind of thing, and I'm excited to try to really buff some things up here. But if we look at this, so they're saying you can specialize an element up to 6 times, and each of the specialization points that each of those 6 times you get 5 points. So 6 times 5, right? So they're saying you get 30 points. So if we look up here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so this is about what you could do with your specialization points here looking at this tree. And maybe we could read through some of these here. So this is the example for the core specialization, right? So they're saying so row 1, and I don't know, we'll have to see like if you have to I don't know how you progress through this tree, right? Like if you have to take something in row 1 and then take something in row 2, etc., before you can keep going. It does look like they have at least something in every row, so maybe you have to do that, or I don't know if it's like you could just pick whatever you want. I do see a couple here, like this one has the little arrow leading into this one, so it looks like you have to specialize in this, and then you can specialize in that, and then there's same thing down here. But yeah, let's take a look what we got. What do we have? So for row 1, we have these 2, which are Insight and Blade. So crit rate increased and base attack increased. Okay, those are good stats for pretty much any any damage dealer. I see, what do we have? Okay, so it's the next 3. Is it the little arrows, the speed guy, and a little face? Okay, yeah, so they're in order here. So this is row 2. Damage received from bosses reduced. Okay, so there's a kind of a PvE specialization. We have... I skipped one, sorry guys. Multi-hit skills gradually increase critical damage by up to... Okay. So as a benefit to your multi-hits, gradually increase crit damage. So you hit with the multi-hit and you do more crit damage. Okay. Let's just check that. Yeah. Impulse. Critical damage increases when the first hit of your attack hits an enemy. When the first hits. Okay. So it's, so it seems like you have... Are those in this? Those are in the same one, right? Yeah, that one. I wonder if that's a one where, like, if you're a multi-hitter, you kind of want to go with progressive, or if you're, a single hit, then you could just kind of do impulse. 2, 4. I'm looking at the stats there. Yeah, it does look like this is going to increase it more if you're like a single target damage dealer, or a single hitter. Challenger. Critical rate increased 135 when attacking bosses. Again, we have another PvE one, so it's interesting. So you can specialize your units for PvE or more PvP focused. Okay, how many are in next row? Wait, let's see. I want to see which one this goes into. So this little running man goes into the fist. Running Man is okay. Damage from bosses, and then yeah. So okay, so that's a natural fit. So if you're doing the PVE one, you can take the damage reduction from bosses, and then you can take the uh, crit rate increase when attacking bosses. I like that. If I mean, where a unit I'm thinking about, and I don't remember what they are, but like the Popos, for example, you want them to do increased crit rate whenever they're attacking bosses. I think that could be useful for some units. So cool. Okay, what do we have? There's also this little puzzle piece for that next row. When you do not have attack up, your attack is increased, and when you do not have defense up, your defense is increased. Interesting. So playing around, if you don't want to bring in a buffer with you, I guess a way to increase your base stats. Interesting. Okay, what do we have for the next row? And sorry guys, I keep jumping back and forth. I'm just trying to keep them organized here. So we have circle, circle, and then this little crystal thing. Yeah. Riposte, damage increase, okay, when performing counterattack. So if you have revenge, or, I think this could be good. Could be good on units that have like natural revenge. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what they all are, but like Light Bearer or something, or the red Berk Bomby has the natural kind of counter attack without revenge. And I know this is just for core, and I don't remember what those units are, like tank for the Merc Bomby or something. Okay, Pincer, damage increase when attacking the other allies. So if you have multi or team up on your team, then this could be a good one. Damage increased for additional attacks from Echo or certain skill effects. Okay, so if you're running more reason to run Echo. Rebellious, each time you receive a debuff, crit damage for your next attack increases. Okay, so crit damage your next attack. Okay, I think I'm trying to think of a unit, and again, I don't remember what their stats or what their classifications are, but I'm thinking like red. What is he? The red, not specialist. The red. Shoot. I'm blanking on it. I use them all. The red Electro. How he's kind of designed to stack up a bunch of debuffs on him, and then units like that maybe they could benefit from something like this. Nemesis, damage increased when attacking with an advantageous attribute. Okay, these all so far seem like usable things, right? They all see, I don't see any that I'm like, I don't know about that. These all seem usable so far. Delicate, when your attack lands as a critical hit, there's a chance to ignore effective resistance. Okay, so there's a way to get around, super high res units. I think that could be very powerful. And you know what unit I'm thinking of that this is going to be really cool on, if, and again, I don't remember what the classification is off the top of my head here, but like the Dark Witch, where it's a unit that you want to build crit rate on, and you're also trying to put debuffs out, so that could be a really cool, specialization to have on some of your control units or your debuffers, that kind of thing. Potential crit damage increases for each buff you have. Okay, that could also be a great one for units like the tree gunslinger and what's the blue Archon units that naturally have benefit from having a bunch of buffs. Units like that, I think could benefit from that. And I'm also thinking, like, in a lot of my guild boss dungeon teams, running the red Clockwork, he throws, 3-4 buffs on your team. So maybe you could take advantage of that. That could be a really good PvE one, if not PvP. Seniority, at start of your turn, increase attack power 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 times. Okay, so that one, so this is playing the long game here. And this kind of reminds me of Momo from Summoner's War, where you're just going to slowly be increasing your attack power. It sounds like this could be a really awesome one for bruisers, except for the bears because they don't need attack power. Um, but bruisers, or this could also be a really cool PvE one again. If I'm thinking like if you'd have this on like your damage dealers, right, and you're doing a 50 turns onto a guild boss, you'd have that by turn 10. So yeah, that seems really good. Critical damage increases for each debuff the target has. Yeah, that seems really powerful too. And again, it seems like they're doing a lot of things to try to encourage you to stack debuffs and do like I know like Red Witch has the this is kind of like the S3 on the Red Witch, where more debuffs they have, the more damage you do. So yeah, okay, I'm hyped for this, guys. I think this is going to be really cool. To be able to kind of tweak your units, and that was one of the things I really liked so far about Element Vision versus like Summoner's War, was like even just the little bit of difference with like the PVs or the IVs or whatever they call them in this game, where you can make your unit a little bit different than a cookie cutter one. I think that'll add a lot of flavor and variation to the game, and I think that's good. And I really like that they're kind of going their own direction with this. It'll probably take a little while to get used to. It'll probably be a little scary at first, but maybe even a little overwhelming. But I think this will be good. So I'm looking forward to it. I kind of want to see what the other trees are, because this is just for core, right? So I'm assuming they're going to have different trees for different types of units, and I wonder what happens. So this is like a core and disabler. Like, do you have to split your 30 points among core and disabler, or do you have to pick one? Or I wonder how that works. So there's still some questions I have, but I think this is going to be really exciting. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have here? So in the specialization system, most perks are designed to either enhance a specific stat or reduce enemy stat. Okay, that makes sense. We more inclined to reduce passive like perks in the system because there are numerous perks, and we do not want players to guess their opponent's specialization perks before a match, or need to remember which specialization perks each of their LM1 has learned. Okay, yeah, and that makes sense here, where these are all pretty basic things, and yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, there you guys go. I'm sure whenever this goes live, I will be playing around with this and maybe do some videos on just some initial ideas for skill trees for whatever units I'm playing with. And yeah, but let me know down in the comment, what do you guys think of this? Are you excited for this? Are you afraid of it? What's your reactions? Yeah. But if you thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, give me a like, give me a subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much, guys.